Next up, at UFC Mexico, we have Jesus Aguilar taking on Mateus Mendonca. Jesus Aguilar, 9-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off the insanely fast knockout over Shannon Ross. He's taking on Mateus Mendonca, 10-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, but he is looking for his first UFC win. Jesus is a solid grappler. He's got a knack for finding guillotines, of all things. He has 9 wins, 7 of those are stoppages, and 4 of those are guillotines. His guillotines are interesting because it's not like he's waiting for somebody to shoot and then it's always just there. He literally will go look for it offensively. They're not defensive guillotines. He will look for it, shove your head, and then try to find it as his go-to submission. He can strike as well, though. He's got some solid combinations. Looks like he's got some decent power. He's a bit wild, very active, and very fun to watch. I mentioned he just knocked out Shannon Ross in 17 seconds this past summer. He's taking on Mateus Mendonca. This guy is another... This card is like UFC Mexico versus Brazil or Mexico versus shoot-a-box. There's a lot of shoot-a-box fighters on this card.
I literally had a whole spiel. Are you stupid or something? I had a whole
Are you stupid?
About Brazil versus Mexico, and there's 4 fights that are Brazil versus Mexico.
Where was this spiel? When did you do this spiel?
I acted like I was crying because it was like such a tough thing for me to decide between all these fights.
Oh, that's what that was? Well, Mendonca is a cookie cutter shoot-a-box guy. Got the hair, got the striking, got the BJJ, and also very hittable. He's primarily a grappler as well. He's going to work to the cage, try to get some control, some takedowns from there. But he can strike. He'll mix in elbows, spinning attacks. He's always moving forward. But he is coming off of the finish loss to Nate Maness. The internet is split on this fight. I'm going to walk you through some math. I did this math in my quick picks. I'm going to do it here. So buckle in, public education. The betting odds have Mendonca as a favorite. But Tapology has picked Aguilar at 75%. Okay, so 75% of the people think Jesus Aguilar is going to win this fight. But the betting odds are saying that Mendonca is going to win this fight. There's like a 30-some-odd% difference between that. And that is massive. It's not very often that the general public is so far to one side and the odds are on the other side. And it's not like with Roman Kopylov, oh, he was just everybody's favorite underdog. Because if you go look at the Roman Kopylov, Anthony Hernandez on Tapology, it wasn't nearly as dramatic. There was a vocal minority of people saying that Kopylov was going to win that fight. It wasn't the unanimous pick that Jesus Aguilar is. And I'm actually going to go ahead and agree with the bookies here. I'm going to disagree with the public. I think Mateus Mendonca wins this fight. I think he's the more dangerous guy. I think he can win this fight on the feet, and I think he can win it on the ground. So I'm going to go with Mendonca here. Pretty low confidence because it should be a fun back-and-forth fight, and he is very hittable, as a lot of these shoot-a-box guys are. But Jesus Aguilar, if you're on his side, you can get some plus money, go for it, because the vast majority of people think he wins. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Mateus Mendonca. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I kind of agree with the public on this one. And honestly, this feels to me, now that I'm thinking about it, it almost feels like the Jim Miller. Who was Jim Miller fighting? Oh, Mowgli or whatever. This almost feels like a Jim Miller fight, because I think Mowgli was going to be live early, right, with the wild kicks, with the striking, with the power. But Jim Miller was never really a guy that gets finished like that. And I don't think Jesus Aguilar is a guy that gets. I mean, he's a tough son of a bitch, man. And both these guys are tough. And like I said, there's so many people on this card where they're just fucking tough as shit. Jesus Aguilar is a guy that can take a shot. He can get out grappled, but he's always going to be working. He's going to be one that's going to be working harder in this match. But Mendoza is going to be live early, right? Because Jesus, his striking is very wild, right? I mean, he will just throw wild fucking shit to try to get into your legs to get a takedown, and he could get caught in one of those exchanges, but I don't think Mendoza is that good otherwise. I think he's a dangerous guy that will do some wild stuff, and he's able to find something. Obviously, he can get a finish, but in the grappling, I think Jesus is going to be better in the grappling, in the sweeps. Even if he gets taken down or he loses a position, I think he's not going to get submitted. He can't outwork a guy like Mendoza as well. So I almost see this like the Jim Miller fight where, yeah, the first round Could be close. It could be back and forth. There might be a moment here for Mendoza, but if we get out of that first round, I don't think anyone was thinking that Jim Miller was going to lose round 2 or 3 of that fight if it got there. If this gets out of the first round, I don't see a world where Mendoza outworks a guy like Jesus in the second or third round. So, I get it. I get that public love, and I'm on the Jesus side as well. If he gets caught early, that happens, But I think he can weather the storm, maybe land a shot of his own, and bring this home, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I picked Mendonca at low confidence, so it's not a hill I'm going to die on. But like I said, I do tend to agree with the odds here. I think he can get it done. I hear everything you're saying, especially if he slows down. And this whole shooter box gym, they're either going to have an amazing night or that whole gym is going to lose. They all fight exactly the same. And that's not an insult. Like, that's a they might be the most universally dangerous team.
Absolutely, yeah. Fucking
so
terrifying.
That's not an insult, but
the first 2 or 3 minutes with any of these people is going to be the most 2 or 3 minutes, most terrifying 2 or 3 minutes of your life. There's no doubt about that.
No, they all fight exactly the same, but offensively and defensively, they get hit.
Right.
But in this case, I don't think that matters. Jesus is a grappler, not a striker, so I don't think the getting hit is going to matter too much.
He swings the fucking shit out of those fists, though.
No, I get it.
I mean,
I get it. He
Christ.
windmills. He basically windmills punches to try to get it to the ground. So I get it. But either way, pick your side, because where I do agree with Jacob here is whoever wins this fight is going to score really well in DraftKings. Either Jesus rides out that early storm and then gets it done, potentially with a guillotine, or Mateus is going to come forward and just beat on this dude and really make something happen. Mateus also wants this on the ground. So
right, and he shoots sloppy shots, and when you're shooting sloppy shots against a guy like Jesus, I mean, he gets those stubby little arms under there, and it's fucking game over, dude.
Stubby little
He literally
arms.
has the shortest man or woman, I'm pretty sure, the shortest reach in UFC
longer,
history.
Who does?
Jesus Aguilar. It's literally the shortest.
I thought you were talking about
it's the shortest reach in UFC history.
62 inches. I would have thought that was a typo. That's so short. Poor bastard.
There you go. But he gets that thing. He gets one of those arms under there, and it's game over.
Well, if you want to unlock the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. We do have a $10 super chat from Angel.
Oh, mi hermano. ¿Cómo está, Angel? Muy bien, I hope. There you go. Me and Amanda, UFC 285. I don't think there's any 285 fighters on this card, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
without this super chat, there was no way for you to bring that picture up.
I think he knew that. I appreciate that, Angel.
So thank you very much.
Hopefully that cigar is treating you well.
Angel's a call-in show regular. If you don't know, on Thursday nights, we do a call-in show. Premium members can join the show, hop on, hang out.
Minty a couple weeks ago.
Minty hopped
and
on.
We might have my buddy Cody Brundage might be showing up Thursday as well, so tune in. We'll see.
I didn't read this until I posted it, so let's read it real quick. Angelo, do you remember in the early 2000s when UFC fighters were knocking people out, picking them up and slamming heads into cage posts around like crazy? He's thinking of Tank Abbott. Tank Abbott picked somebody up and tried to throw them out of the cage. He was unsuccessful, but he tried to throw the dude out of the cage. I think he's the only fighter to ever try. It's like Happy Gilmore, where Happy was the first person to try to kill somebody with a skate.
All right.
Tank Abbott was the first person to try to throw somebody out of a cage.
That's a good reference from you.
And this is where the sobriety works out.
There you go.
So it's really all over the place. Dr. Y, $1.99. Zalgas versus Daniel Lacerda. What am I missing?
They wanted both to fight because none of them can.
Because they can't win?
Nobody can win in UFC.
And Sam Alvey gets the loser? Yeah, Sam Alvey gets the loser.
Well, you got Sam Alvey is a karate champion.
Combat karate champion. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Y. Dr. Y, you can't see it, but I smoked Jacob.
He needs the stepladder to grab it.
So I have the...
So he can't grab it
The Angelo Short narrative is long gone now. I have the belt right above me in my office. I think I have a picture. Hold on. It really came out.
All these tangents. I mean, I get it now, guys.
Excellent.
All these interruptions and tangents.
Excuse me. Where's the picture? I took a picture. I was sending it to people.
I apologize, guys. Bear with us here. Like the stream if you haven't already.
I'm not going to be able to find this picture, so.
Why don't you just fucking reach up and take a fucking picture of it, Angelo? Asshole.
It's dark in here. Oh, I found it. There it is. There's the belt right above me. Just
waiting
reminding
for
me
that.
every day. Reminding me every day. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to wewantpicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.